Hi, it's the Irish Gypsy here to bring you your January 2017 mid-month readings. This reading will explore what the remainder of January 2017 has in store for Virgo, as this video is for Virgo. Sun, Moon, or Rising. This is a general video, so make sure if you know them to check your rising and your moon sign videos as well. You may find that they play out a little more predictably for you over the next couple of weeks, or they just might provide additional bits of insight and wisdom over the next couple of weeks in addition to your sun sign reading. Because there's thousands of you watching, of course, it's going to mean different things to different people, so try to watch all three if you can. Thank you to those of you who continue to watch and listen and subscribe to my channel. Your support and feedback are very welcome and most appreciated. Thank you so very much for that. And keep those comments coming. I do love reading them. And welcome to any newcomers who are with us today. Thank you as well for those of you who continue to reach out for personal one-on-one readings. Pleasure and an honor always. I'm always very grateful for the trust that you place in me to interpret and intuit the cards for you. And a note of thank you to my regular clients as well for allowing me to be part of the unfolding of your lives and for the updates that you continue to send me on how those readings play out for you. And if anyone is interested in a personal one-on-one reading with me and you haven't read with me before, you can click on the little About button on my YouTube channel's homepage, and that'll give you a little more information in detail. And my email address, which is Maggie, the number one, McGuire@gmail.com. I would be delighted to work with you or anyone else if you are interested in purchasing a gift reading for friends, family, or loved ones. I offer a variety of types of reading and lengths of time of reading, either live or recorded. And current turnaround time, which is a frequent question, is anywhere from a couple of days upwards of 2 weeks. But since I do readings full time, 6 days a week, I'm able to get back with you pretty quickly and schedule a reading within a pretty timely fashion. So again, if you're interested, send me an email at Maggie, the number one, McGuire@gmail.com. And also, the year overview is quite popular this time of the year. I always get a lot of requests for it. It's a 1 hour, 24 card spread, which explores all the main areas of your life over the coming year, which you can do at any time during the year, of course, but the beginning of the new year is always a time where I'm kept busy doing yearly overviews. So if you're interested in that, send me the email. Send me an email and mention that. So let's move right along into this reading. This is for Virgo for the remainder of January 2017. What does the remainder of January 2017 have in store for the earth sign of Virgo? Virgo for January 2017, mid-month. Virgo, January 2017. What do the last couple of weeks of January have in store for the earth sign of Virgo? Okay, Virgo. We begin with the Five of Wands, followed by the Ten of Pentacles, the Seven of Cups, followed by the Two of Swords, the Nine of Swords, followed by the Four of Pentacles, and the Knight of Pentacles, followed by the Seven of Pentacles. And from the bottom of the deck, your overall energy is the Devil. Interesting reading. It looks like there's some conflict with somebody or a group of people, which needs to be worked through. Also, I'm using the deck I usually use for the general readings, which is the Gilded Tarot by artist Cyril Marchetti. All right, Virgo, let's begin. I'm actually going to start with your crowning card from the bottom of the deck, which represents your overall energy. And it looks like we have over the next couple of weeks some imbalance in energies, maybe some disharmony going on. I feel like it's conflict, argument energy. Your overall energy is the Devil, Major Arcana card. So the Devil card represents imbalance, but because it's Major Arcana card, the energies are pretty significant and pretty profound. It looks like there's a pretty strong potential for there to be some imbalance in energies, relationships over the next couple of weeks, which needs to be kind of dealt with. Forewarned is forearmed. That's why we do these videos, so we can kind of get a glimpse of what might potentially be happening, and so kind of be vigilant when that energy shows up if it does. And of course, whether this resonates or not and to what degree is going to vary because there's so many of you watching and everybody has different things going on in your lives. So the devil card represents imbalance, things being out of harmony. The devil card can represent addictions, conventional addictions like drugs, alcohol, gambling, shopping, etc. It can represent unhealthy relationships, too much control, neediness, obsessiveness. It can represent it's basically too much attention and focus in one area to the detriment and exclusion of other areas. Unhealthy relationships can even represent abuse in some situations. Again, what it means specifically is going to vary per person, although the fundamental energy remains the same. There's something out of balance, something kind of out of whack, which needs to be dealt with. The devil card can also represent, because it can represent addictions and just being too much energy into an arena, it can represent temptations as well. So that's overall energy. We want to kind of be vigilant about that. And being an earth sign Virgo, your natural inherent character traits are pretty grounded and solid and stable. And that's a character trait and an element which will serve you well over the next couple of weeks in helping you be the one that stays kind of stable and grounded through whatever this energy represents for you. So we begin with the energy of the Five of Wands, accompanied by the Ten of Pentacles. So the Five of Wands is fire energy, which is the element that governs a suit of wands. Creative, building, manifesting energy. Wands is a very action-oriented, dynamic, fluid suit. It's change, movement, action, power, forward-moving energy. The Five of Wands is a card primarily of conflict, and this could represent internal conflict within yourself or external conflict with someone else or a group of people, and it can also just represent both. And that's kind of what I'm getting for you, Virgo. It feels like there's some fights, some arguments, some squabbling going on. For some of you, it's going to be with one other person. For some of you, I feel like it's within a group of people. For some of you, I feel like it's in a family dynamic, uh, more extended family, perhaps. Which is interesting. That feels very specifically oriented. The Five of Wands is a card of conflict. It's not like serious out for blood, I'm going to kill you conflict. You can see that the men in this, the people in this circle are sparring with each other. They're using practice weapons. They're not really out for blood. It can represent conflict, which doesn't at the current time appear to have a solution or a resolution. The same argument going around and around and around, nobody winning, nobody losing, but the conflict never ending as well either. So, what's that all about? Well, the Five of Wands is accompanied by the Ten of Pentacles. We have earth energy here. Uh, Earth governs the suit of Pentacles. So, Pentacles energy is about often the earthly material world we live in, and it manifests in the same kind of concrete, tangible ways: money, finance, property, real estate, asset, job, etc. Those very tangible things. Tens represent the end of a cycle, the coming full circle of something, the full achievement of something. So the Ten of Pentacles could represent a lot of financial prosperity, abundance, wealth in actual dollars and cents, or property, or a combination of both. There's a theme of home and family with it as well too. So it can represent family money, family business, family estate. Uh, for some of you, this kind of conflict energy, I'm getting a kind of a few different storylines here. This is where the story is going to split off and mean different things to different people. For some of you, you may be going through, there may be some for some of you, it feels like there's a family estate. Perhaps someone has died, has passed on, and there's a division of property, a division of money, division of estate stuff going on, and there's a lot of kind of squabbling around that. Who gets what and who's entitled to what? For some of you, this could be. I feel like for some of you, it's this situation with an extended family, more than one person. For some of you, this could be just with another person. For some of you, this could be more of an exclusive relationship, and the fighting or the disagreement is with your partner or someone close to you, and it's about money. It's about perhaps how you're spending money or where the money is going or your future goals for it. It could represent conflict around a house property itself. Uh, it could be for some of you, you're in a family business with family members or close friends, people that you feel, pretty connected with, and there's some kind of conflict going on with it. Family home, family business, family estate, there's something going on with it, and there's a sense of kind of money being at the root of it. And where's the money going? And arguing about stable foundations for money is what's going through my head. So there's a lot of this going on, and I feel like for some of you, Virgo, I feel like this has been going on for some time, but it feels like maybe it's the potential for it to increase is higher over the next couple of weeks. So we want to kind of be vigilant with that energy and try to. The advice that goes along with the Five of Wands is to engage in as little of the conflict as possible, particularly those aspects of it which are emotionally driven by emotions and feelings. Well, I'm entitled to this much because I did this, this, and this. It's best in situations like that to keep it as practical and focused as possible, particularly if it's legal, if there's like attorneys or professional people involved, let them deal with as much of it as possible. It feels like for some of you that this has gone actually to the level where you're in court with some kind of division of property. So for those of you for whom that resonates, let the professionals deal with it as much as possible. For somebody out there, I'm just getting that this is actually a retirement. I'm getting that this is a retirement energy. Somebody, it's actually come someone or a small group of people. There's something about it's time for you to retire, and I feel like it's related to health issues. Either something's happened, or you've come to the point where your health is such that you need to retire or cut back your working hours in some way, and there's a real reluctance or resistance. It's interesting. I don't usually get that, but often. So that feels very specifically oriented. It feels like it's time to slow down and take a step back. It could be time to hand over the reins of a family business to somebody else. But again, there's conflict around it. So next we move into the energy of the Seven of Cups and the Two of Swords. I feel like after this kind of initial energy pops up, maybe there's a big family argument or between you and family members or a spouse or a partner, that there is a sense of kind of withdrawal or retreat for a little bit. And it almost feels like you kind of maybe stick your head in the sand for a little bit and just don't want to deal with it. We have the energy of the Seven of Cups. The Seven of Cups is a card of fantasy, distraction, illusion, sometimes daydreaming, kind of having your head in the clouds. It can be a card that represents not being focused or intentional enough, having too many options in front of you, or considering too many possibilities which really aren't realistic. Some of this could be, again, where to invest money. I just keep getting these bits and pieces of stories kind of shooting through. So hopefully it makes sense to somebody. So some of you are considering what to do, what path to choose, but be careful that some of the options you're considering are actually practical and reality based, because there may be a temptation to kind of uh, consider options that aren't really realistic, particularly not for everyone involved. And it also could be a card that represents that you're just not wanting to deal with it, not wanting to think about it for the time being, kind of a withdrawal. I'm kind of tired of the conflict. That Seven of Cups is accompanied by the Two of Swords, which is similar energy. We have air energy here with the Suit of Swords. It's all about how we think, how we look at things, belief systems, outlooks, perspectives. Two is a number of duality, crossroads, choice. The blindfold represents being at a crossroads, needing to make a decision, needing to choose a path, but feeling stuck. And also a sense, again, of reluctance and resistance. Something's in front of you which needs to be dealt with, something needs to be addressed. Somebody needs to make a decision here, but there's a sense of not wanting to deal with it, particularly in the midst of conflict. The fact that it's shown up represents that it is something that does need to be dealt with. But for some of you, this is going to be advice that you need to actually withdraw from this conflict and take some time out to kind of consider it, or just give yourself a bit of a break or reprieve from whatever it is. Also, for some of you, this is energy that what you're considering in terms of business, money, finance, job, career path in that world, that area of your life, you're considering a bunch of options. And for some of you, this is not going to be you. This is going to be your partner, somebody close to you, or again, family members. What's being considered is not entirely reality based, and some of the conflict is around, look, if you use the money in this way, it's not going to go anywhere, you're going to blow it, you're going to lose everything because what you want to put it towards is not realistic. You haven't done all the homework and research yet. There's that energy as well. So there's a sense of kind of not wanting to deal with it, take a time out from it, not being realistic about it as well. And again, for some of you, I'm getting this isn't you, this is a partner, whether it's a romantic partner or a business love partner or a family member. There's a sense of people, whether it's you or the other people in conflict, of really wanting to hold on very tightly to what they have left. This could also represent money that's been lost or is being divvied up in a way that is creating conflict. Next we have, and I don't like that conflictive energy. So next we have the Nine of Swords, accompanied by the Four of Pentacles. So the Nine of Swords, I don't like seeing this energy for you, Virgo. We want to work on reversing this energy because it's somewhat illusionary. This card represents a lot of mental stress and anxiety and worry and concern, but it's somewhat illusionary, meaning that the source of your anxiety and trouble, whatever this is, may be a very valid reason, but to be concerned. But the Nine of Swords is a card that often comes up when things have been built up to be much worse or much bigger than they actually are, than is actually reflected in the reality of their environment. This woman is staying up late at night. You can see the moon has risen high. Everybody else is probably sleeping, but she's not. She can't sleep because she's consumed with worry and fear and anxiety and doubt about whatever the source of it is for her. And it's got something to do with money, property, that tangible material world. Now you can see that there's this little owl sitting on the windowsill right next to her. It's very close, so close she could almost reach out and touch it. Owls being one of those universal symbols of solution, wisdom, insight, an answer, a way out, a path through this. But she's not looking at the owl. She can't even see it because she's only focused on whatever the source of her anxiety and turmoil is. It represents that a solution and a path, the insight that you need is actually closer than you think. It may be actually right in front of you, or help in reaching that is very close, and you just need to kind of take another step back, as I feel the advice here is, and to get a little bit more of a perspective, distance yourself from this conflict a little bit. uh, and I feel like you're going to get a different perspective that's going to help you find a solution and a way kind of through this. So we want to lessen and even reverse that energy. Now the Nine of Swords is accompanied by the Four of Pentacles, more earth energy here. The Four of Pentacles is a card about holding on. Sometimes can represent holding on very tightly to what you have, too tightly, clingily, obsessively energy, which could go along with that overall energy of the devil, which is about imbalance. It can represent being too needy, holding on too tightly to something. The Four of Pentacles I see come up sometimes when somebody has lost a lot in their life or a lot has been taken from them. And so they cling very fiercely, very possessively to what they they have left because they're afraid of losing that as well. Holding on to the foundations of what they see is what they have remaining so they don't lose it. It can represent being very guarded, very closed off. It can represent, and financially, it can represent not wanting to share, not wanting to let go of anything as well. And it could also be advice to be careful with how you spend your money, careful with how you invest your money as well. So again, there's a sense of anxiety and concern and fear about this money or property situation, what to do. You may be in a position where you've invested money in something and it's not looking good, and you may be afraid that you're going to lose what you've invested or that your partner is going to lose what they've invested. Again, kind of up and down, imbalance energy. But it feels like there is a solution there or somebody there that's able to help provide a way through or a solution somehow. And I feel like that comes through at the end of January or the beginning of February, because in that time frame, at the last two cards, we have the energy of the Knight of Pentacles accompanied by the Seven of Pentacles. So the Seven of Pentacles is contemplation energy. Contemplation about what? The Knight of Pentacles represents an offer, an offering, or an opportunity, which is what knights represent. Typically, knights are the bringers of the tarot. When you see them, they represent something being brought to you. They're the method of delivery. They can also represent the speed at which a situation moves. So the Knight of Pentacles represents an offer or an offering that's being presented, brought to you, or an opportunity presents itself at the end of January going into February. And it looks like, and it's a tangible, sincere offer. It's the Knight of Pentacles. So this offer is a tangible offer. It's a see, touch, feel offer. It could be the offer of additional money or resources. It could be the offer of property. It could be a settlement or a negotiation deal. Um, and it feels like a pretty good offer. It's a sincere and solid offer. This could also represent the zodiac sign of the person who is making the offer or presenting the opportunity to you. Sun, moon, or rising. It could be an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, just like yourself. And this could also represent you, Virgo, that's making this offer or this negotiation or settlement deal with somebody else. Okay, this is what I'm willing to do, if it's not incoming to you. And again, it looks like and it feels like it provides the opportunity for some stability in this, some harmony and some balancing out of energies here, which is what you need, because that crowning card, again, is the Devil card, which represents things being out of balance, things being out of harmony. And there's a lot of conflict. People are, whoever's involved in this, there's a lot of kind of back and forth. I feel like a lot of it is verbal kind of arguing back and forth about this money, property situation. So there's this offer coming in or that you're making at the end of the month or the beginning of February. And that's kind of where we end it there, kind of reflecting on that, contemplating and assessing it. And the advice is that you take the time to do so. That Knight of Pentacles is accompanied by the Seven of Pentacles, or that whoever you offer it to is kind of considering that. The Seven of Pentacles is a card of reflection and assessment. It's harvest time, as you can see depicted on this card. This woman has planted her seeds, she nurtured them and took care of them, and it's grown. The fruit is ripened, it's ready to be picked. She hasn't yet started picking because she's looking at what's there and she's considering, did I get out of this what I anticipated getting out? Did I get less than what I put in? Did I get more than I anticipated? Is this crop even worth picking? Is this worth picking and continuing the same crop, or should I just get what I can and get out of here and do something completely different next growth season? It's a card of taking a look at what's in front of you and connected to this offer or opportunity. It's advice too for those of you for whom this is an incoming offer or opportunity. Take a step back and look at what you've invested in this situation, whatever it is. Uh, Take a look at what you've invested up until now. What's at stake here? What do you have invested in it? Is it worth, if this is an offer or a settlement, a deal of some kind, is it worth taking and just getting out now while you can and kind of cut off the rest of this conflict? Is it worth pursuing something different or pursuing something more? Could you walk away feeling like whatever you've invested, your efforts have been justified? is this worth taking? Is it worth accepting? So strong advice that you need to consider all of those things and allow that to be what decides your answer, whether you take it or not. But it does look like a sincere offer, and it does look like it carries the promise of stability and balance, which looks like it's sorely needed because the middle of the month just kind of looks again very conflictive, and we want to kind of reverse if possible, but at least lessen this energy of being so stressed out. I don't think it's as bad as people are trying to make it seem, or that it might feel like it is at 2 o'clock in the morning when you can't sleep. Uh, a decision does need to be made, a path needs to be chosen, and it needs to be based on facts, information, logic, and what's been invested and what's there, and fair and equitable too, which is what will help kind of balance these energies out. So Virgo, interesting, fascinating reading. I'm curious to see what that is specifically for those of you watching, because it's 5 or 6 different things in my head, or if not more. So hopefully it has made sense to those of you who needed to hear it. So I hope you've enjoyed it and that you found it useful, Virgo. I look forward to seeing you all again in a couple of weeks for the February 2017 general readings. And again, if anyone is interested in a personal one-on-one reading, you can email me directly at Maggie, the number one, McGuire at gmail.com. I would be delighted to work with you. And you can also find that email address on the About button on my YouTube channel's homepage. I will see you all again soon. And until I do, Virgo, as always, I wish you joy, peace, blessings, and a happy life. And I hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.